The vision of every country is to empower its citizens and end poverty. This has been the vision for Zambia as well. In order to eliminate poverty, there is need for a well-developed financial sector committed to supporting the economic empowerment activities that are being driven by government. Realizing that commercial banks in Zambia were not able to provide adequate support towards the developmental projects being implemented by government, the Development Bank of Zambia was established in 1972 through an Act of Parliament. The bank was created as a joint venture between the government, public sector financial institutions, the local private sector, and foreign institutions. The mandate for the bank was to support the economic development of Zambia and to provide for matters incidental to or connected with the foregoing. The Development Bank of Zambia offers the following services as a way of contributing to economic development of Zambia: project finance, leasing finance, trade finance, wholesale lending, equity participation, business advisory services, working capital facility. Any limited liability company is eligible to apply for a facility or loan, which may be obtained in Zambian kwacha or any other internationally eligible foreign currency such as US dollars. These loan amounts range from 1 million kwacha to 25% of our regulatory capital. The set limits also apply for equivalent loan amounts requested in foreign currency. Other terms are determined on a case-by-case basis. All applications for a facility must be in writing. Prospective clients are advised to make contact for information with regards to application guidelines, as we do not have a standard application form. During the 44 years of its existence, DBZ has contributed to the growth of various small and medium enterprises in the manufacturing, mining, agriculture and agro-processing, financial, construction, energy, tourism and hospitality sectors. In the recent past, some of the firms that have been supported by DBZ include Rozo Enterprises.
Rozo Enterprises deals in layers, meaning our main business is on selling of eggs. Coming to DBZ, their facilities, when you compare them to the commercial banks that we have in the country, I would say, one, it's very easy to access. They target on us Zambians, like it has happened to me under Rozo Farm. It has empowered me as a Zambian to be where I am and ultimately even to employ those 11 people.
Silver University.
When we bought the piece of land, the next thing was to build. And we looked around. We did not want to get foreign finances because we knew that within Zambia, there was somewhere where we could go and ask for the facility. That is how we approached DBZ. We submitted the documents that everyone else normally submit. It went under scrutiny and a facility was given to us. I remember very well the time that we got the facility. It was the time of that Euro bond, which was a single interest rate. But even when you compare, the Euro bonds may not be there now, but the facilities for Development Bank of Zambia are there. And the interest rates are lower than the other commercial banks. And that is the reason why I always say Development Bank of Zambia is to develop the people. Because if the interest rates were like the same commercial banks, then development actually wouldn't be there. So for many Zambians, those that want to develop, my word of advice is for them to approach Development Bank of Zambia.
Nomad's Court.
When I went to DBZ, actually I went to see the people, the project manager, and what they told me was you need to write a project and what have you got on the ground. And it has to be a collateral for you to get the loan. And you still need to make a project. So that's how I had to make the project. And looking at the amount of money, really I didn't know. It was just a prayer to me, to God, to say, really, will I be empowered with this amount of money, with the one lodge that I have? And I made the project. That's how I submitted it to DBZ. The next thing, they came to get pictures and to understand what is my motive. How do I turn around this place, which is, deteriorated? And I put up my project, submitted it. It took a bit of time. It wasn't short. That's how I had to pursue it. I was bouncing on the doors of DBZ every day. This is what is happening, updating them. And I know, even if the amount is high, I will still make it. If we can have 2 lodges, I know we can manage. We are able now to take up the 200 people to conference at Nomad's 2, which is Chadley, and the employees have added up from 15 to 42. So you can see that I have really supported my own country. I've increased the number of employees, which is what the whole idea for banks to support us is, to support our fellow Zambians into employment.
Cheetah Lodge in Samfia.
Well, we established Cheetah Lodge in 2002, and we operated for a considerable period of about 10, 11, 12 years. Then we decided to do an expansion plan into Luapula on Lake Bangweulu in Samfia. And also, at the same time, we had an opportunity to acquire formerly River Motel in Kafue, which is also under the Cheetah Lodge flagship. I applied for a loan facility from the Development Bank of Zambia to facilitate for the construction of this particular lodge here on Lake Bangweulu in Samfia. And they responded to me favorably, and I have a good working relationship with them. And as you can see, we've actualized the loan facility and built something that will stand the test of time here in Luapula, and it's something that will change the perception of places like Samfia. We have created construction jobs, maybe about 300-400 construction jobs since we started building this place, because it's on a hill, so everything has to be manually taken up. The bricks, the sand, everything has to be taken manually because it's almost impossible to get a truck on top of the hill. So I think DBZ is one of those institutions that I commend for having come forward. Without them, I don't think it would have been possible for me to have been able to do this project.
Oriental Quarries.
We are Shiroko Enterprises. Still, Oriental Quarries is our trading name. Yeah. So basically, we've been in this business from 1981 when we started, and we've been growing from time to time until what you see us now. As for DBZ, there were 2 things that we had. In the production of aggregates, we needed some additional equipment that can increase the production. Before we got this loan from DBZ, we were averaging 2,000 tons a day. So we thought, with the increasing market, we thought that was not enough. So we needed equipment that can up the production. So we approached the DBZ, and they gave us a loan which enabled us to buy dump trucks. So the dump trucks were financed by DBZ, and this has helped us to increase the production from, as I said, the averaging of 2,000 tons a day. We are now able to do 5,000 tons a day, which is a significant increase. And the other financing that came alongside that, there was, we got some equipment for road construction works. That's why we are now able to get contracts on government contracts.
Yalelo Fisheries.
After we were introduced to DBZ, they loved the idea, and we spoke with them, realized that that was a partnership that could make quite a lot of sense, and we moved forward together. Yalelo took a loan from DBZ and received an equity investment. The loan that we took in 2013 has been entirely repaid, and Yalelo has moved on and is getting financing from other partners, including Zanaco. For us, that represents a real success for DBZ as a development bank, having helped a company in its early stages to get financing, and then seen that company to grow, to find success, and then to be able to move to commercial sources of financing. Working with an organization like DBZ is a little bit different than working with a commercial bank because they really have a focus on development. About 3 years after Yalelo received the DBZ financing, the company now has approximately 300 employees in Siavonga, as well as another 75 in Lusaka. Yalelo is producing anywhere between 15 and 20 tons of fish per day, primarily distributed in Lusaka, but also going into the copper belts, and we are looking at exports into the DRC as well. Yalelo is now the largest producer of fish in Zambia, and in fact is one of the 3 largest aquaculture companies in Africa. By the end of next year, Yalelo will be the largest aquaculture company in Africa, and we're very proud to be achieving that in Zambia, a country which has a strong affinity for fish, especially for bream.
Inchilla Beverages.
We've spearheaded the Inchilla Beverages project with one aim in mind. Since a child, I've always seen pineapple farmers despondent because they cannot get their product to market. And the best solution was to bring the market to the crop. And that's what we're doing here by putting in a juicing plant. And we're doing it together with pineapple growers. It's not just us. And we're doing it together with DBZ, who have been very helpful. I think what I can say with any development project in our country is time is needed. So you need flexibility and understanding to produce a project that basically is a poverty reducing industry, because you can't just recover your capital straight away. So in those terms, I think DBZ have been very good. DBZ takes on projects that other banks wouldn't, because DBZ is about development. That's what it's called, Development Bank of Zambia. So it spearheads projects that other banks won't take because they are a logistical challenge, they are a financial challenge, and therefore that is what that bank is for, is to have flexibility and understanding so that a project can actually go ahead and function and in the end still make what is required.
Other firms supported by the Development Bank of Zambia include the ZCF solar milling plants, Kansanshi Hotels in Solwezi, Luapula Oil, Kasama Milling. Truly, the Development Bank of Zambia is living up to its mission of being a catalyst in economic development. For more information, contact us on 0211 228576, 0211 228577, and 0212 617725. You can also visit us at Development House, located at the corner of Katondo and Chachacha Roads in Lusaka. Our Copperbelt office located next to Kafubu Mall in Ndola.